Hello and welcome to the Environment This Week series section of Drishti IAS. I'm Aisha, and in this video we will be covering topics which are important from General Studies paper 3, that is environment and ecology. So basically the concept that we will be following is we have taken topics from the current affairs and then we will be talking about the static portion of it, and in the end we will be solving practice questions and you people will give me the answer in the comment section with regard to the topics that we have covered. So first of all, let us see that what are the main topics of this week. So the key news of this week are Serengeti, a natural wonder which is a national park, then rhododendron, Vati, and climate assistance and agriculture. So let's begin with the first topic, and that is the Serengeti, which is a natural wonder. So it is basically a national park which is majorly present in the country Tanzania in Africa, and little bit of northern part of it is also present in Kenya, but majority portion is present in Tanzania, North Tanzania, and both Tanzania and Kenya are countries of the continent Africa. So Serengeti ecosystem and wildlife, if we will talk about, then it is an ancient ecosystem that remains mostly untouched and it does not remain in news also most of the time. It spans approximately 15,000 square kilometers and it consists of grasslands, savannas, rivers, forest and the wildlife zones. Now about the diverse wildlife that is found in the Serengeti ecosystem or the national park. So the park has a vast range of wildlife that includes a variety of, or you can say a diverse nature of organisms, starting with the large carnivores like lions, leopards and cheetahs. Then other mammals and reptiles are also found. Other mammals such as elephants, buffaloes, rhinos, hippos and baboons. Then coming to the reptiles like crocodiles, mambas and cobras. So different species of snakes is also found there. Then over 500 bird species including the martial eagle, secretary bird and the African fish eagle. So the variety of eagle is also found in a good numbers in the national park. Then the Great Migration. The Great Migration featuring wild beasts, zebras and other animals is the largest mammal migration on earth. See, this consists of what is migration. So if this is place number 1, this is place number 2, they are not placed together. Imagine this is placed in another city and this is placed in another city. Migration also takes place inter-country or inter-continent also. So from one place to another place, when the organisms moves, then it is called migration. It means migrating from one place to another place. So the biggest migration, the largest mammal migration on earth is known as the Great Migration, and that takes place in the Serengeti National Park. Then the human impact and the conservation efforts that are needed or that has been done. First and foremost is humans have lived in the Serengeti for nearly 4 million years, including the Maasai tribe. Now Maasai tribe is one of the most famous tribes which basically is found in the countries Tanzania and Kenya. Then Serengeti was designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in the year 1981. So it is an old World Heritage Site, and World Heritage Site, the tag also tells us that how important it is with regard to the heritage on this planet and also the important role it plays in maintaining the ecosystem balance in the region of Kenya and Tanzania. Threats include deforestation, climate change, poaching and land use conflicts. Now poaching is one of the reasons that why the large lion species is also found there, and then deforestation because the number of trees are becoming less, and also because the urbanization is increasing, and one of the problems in the African countries is also the increasing nature of the human animal conflict. Then most conservation efforts are funded through tourism revenue, promoting education and research. So one of the main economic revenue for the African countries and specifically Tanzania is its ecosystem, the vast nature or the vast variety of nature that people see. So the tourism in Tanzania is very high. and then it also helps in the education and the research part for people, and also with regards to the scientific development. Then interesting facts and geographical features. So first and foremost is the name Serengeti comes from the Maasai word Shringet, which means endless plains. So the meaning Shringet means endless plains. It means a vast area where endless number of plains can be seen. Then due to poaching, the park has one of the largest lion species. Then in the year 2013, the Great Migration was recognized as one of the 7 natural wonders of Africa, because the number of animals which migrated under the Great Migration was huge, was very, very high. Then the park also features small hills called kopjes made of granite and gneiss. Now look at this image. This is how the hills looks like. Coming to the second topic, and before that, the Drishti IAS is coming up with a new series, and that is the PYQ analysis series, in which we will be covering the PYQs of the year 2019 to 2024. So it will be airing from 15th of February 9 PM every day. So see you there at 9 PM on 15th of February, Drishti IAS English. Now coming to the second topic, and that is the rhododendron vati. Rhododendron vati, and it is a flower, and this is how the flower looks like. So the color you can say is little pinkish in nature. So the endangered rhododendron vati has been found in one of the valleys of Nagaland, and the name of the valley is Zuku Valley of Nagaland. Then a study in Journal of Threatened Taxa highlighted the endangered status of rhododendron vati in the Nagaland's Zuku Valley, and the tree grows at an altitude of around 2600 meters, and it is only known individual of its kind in the valley. Then the second known tree was cut down by locals in 2012-13 for firewood. So the trees are being cut for firewood, and the number of trees of rhododendron vati is becoming, or you can say is becoming, less. Then what is the significance and threat of it is, rhododendron vati is the state plant of Nagaland and Manipur. So 2 states of India, rhododendron vati is the state plant of 2 states of India, and 2 of these states are the northeastern states of India, and that is the Nagaland and the Manipur. It was first collected by George Watt during a survey in year 1882 to 85, and the species has low seed germination and poor natural regeneration despite producing a large number of seeds, and this is the reason, and this is one of the primary reasons that why the number of trees and also why the number of flowers are reducing. The IUCN Red List status is vulnerable, and the threats includes low seed germination, human activities, and the forest fire. And nowadays we see a lot of forest fire taking place as the temperature of the earth is increasing, and the heat waves is also contributing a lot to it, and then the dry biomass of the forest also adds on to it. So forest fire is one of the upcoming reasons, and also because when the forest fire destroys an area, so it destroys the area on a very large scale. Now what are the challenges for conservation? So that includes natural regeneration is slow in itself, so relying on long-tailed birds and bumbles for pollination. So because the natural regeneration process is slow, so if the regeneration process is slow, then the external factors become very, very important. So the pollination process, and you need any external force to do pollination, that is carry the pollens from one place to another place. So external factors dependence becomes very high. Then human activities like deforestation for timber and forest fires like the 2020-21 fire that destroyed a large part of the Zuku Valley are one of the major threats. As I told you, the forest fires are increasing, and recently one of the very famous and deadly forest fire has taken place in California, where you can say it comes under the top 10 or the top 5 largest forest fires in the world that has taken place till now. Then conservation efforts are urgently needed due to the fragmented population. Coming on to the third point and the third topic, and that is the climate assistance and agriculture. So the impact of US aid funding cuts on farmers and agriculture programs. So recently, after the 47th president of the United States of America, Donald Trump, has taken oath and has resumed office. So one of the foremost points that has been raised by the President Trump is that the US aid will be cut in many sectors. Now the problem is that US aid to many countries are important with regards to farming, with regards to healthcare, with regards to education, with regards to science and development, with regards to research and development. And one of the aspects that needs to be taken care of is that the poor countries, if they will not receive aid, then how are they going to manage without the US aid? So the cutting or the lessening of the US aid has impacted the farmers or the agriculture sector of few countries badly. So US aid funded climate smart agricultural initiative, they are aimed to help farmers improve crop yields and adapt to climate change. So if the US aid will lessen down, then these activities or these initiatives of the countries or the agriculture of many countries will be getting impacted, and this will promote techniques like system of rice intensification, water management and drought resistant crops. Farmers benefited from training programs that increased rice production and improved livelihoods. So the rice production and livelihoods have also improved from the US aids. After USAID programs ended, the technical support has been stopped, making it difficult for the farmers to sustain agricultural practices or combat climate change. So if the poor countries will not receive aid, they do not have the capacity or they do not have the required capital that they can sustain on their own. So they require external help from other countries and other rich countries to sustain themselves, and also the people who are dependent on the farmers and also the people who are dependent on the agriculture. Because majority of the poor countries are basically the countries which do not have industrialization, which do not have digitization, and the jobs are not created on regular basis. So they are poor countries, so they require aid for surviving themselves. Then climate change and food security crisis. So the rising temperatures and unpredictable weather in Tanzania has led to shorter rainy seasons, longer drought, unpredictable rainfall patterns. And out of these, the one of the most dangerous thing which is happening is the longer droughts. Rain is not taking place, precipitation is not taking place, the heat waves are happening and are increasing in number, forest fires are taking place, global temperature is rising, the negative impact of climate change can be very directly be seen. So this causes a lot of problem, and one of the biggest problem is that the droughts are becoming prolonged and the droughts are becoming regular. Then farmers are losing around 30% of their crops annually due to harsh weather conditions, leading to food insecurity. Basically, this is happening in the continent Africa, and majority is the middle or the, you can say, the Saharan countries also, because they also suffer from a lot of drought in the Sahel region also. Then around 80% of Tanzania's population relies on agriculture for their livelihood, and if the agriculture will suffer, then the problem is that what people are going to eat. And recently, a few months before only, we heard the news that the culling of wild animals was taking place because people of the country or people of the countries of like Kenya and Tanzania, they were not getting enough food, and the population of wild animals have increased a lot. So the culling of wild animals was taking place so that enough food can be provided to the people. Then, without training and climate smart techniques, farmers are struggling to adapt, leading to reduced crop yields. And this is why the US aid or the aid from any other country or the financial support or the line of credit or any kind of financial assistance is required to the poor countries. Now, challenges in conservation and water security. Rufiji Wetlands Project. So this focused on wildlife protection but faces funding issues. So this requires capital. Then comes the Mara River Watershed Initiative. It provided water security for 1.2 million people but now faces financial uncertainty. Then Mara River, which is vital for both humans and wildlife, is under stress due to water scarcity. And Mara River is also very important for the area of Tanzania and Kenya. Then Tanzania is seeking alternative funding from the European Union, the World Bank and the private investors, but experts believe it won't fully compensate for the lost support, as US is the biggest economy of the world. US is the biggest GDP of the world. They are powerful country with regards to defense, with regard to capital, with regard to GDP, with regard to research, with regard to science, with regard to healthcare and many other aspects. So even if external funding or external support can be brought from other countries, but compensating for the loss of support with regard to the US support, it becomes very, very difficult that the other support will be provided, will be at the same scale as the lost support from the United States of America. So these are the three topics that we discussed, and now coming on to the practice questions from these three topics. And like always, you people will give me the answer in the comment section. So the questions are, and how are you going to give me the answer? Just write 1, 2, 3 and the answer in front of it and in the comment section. So the first question is, which is considered the largest mammal migration event in Serengeti? So that is elephant herd migration, rhino herd migration, the great wildebeest and zebra migration, large scale poaching of lions. Now coming on to the second question, which IUCN red list category does rhododendron vati belongs to? Least concern, endangered, critically endangered or vulnerable? Now coming on to the third and the last question, what is a major cause of agricultural crisis in Tanzania? Overuse of modern techniques, excessive rainfall, overinvestment in farming or climate change and extreme weather conditions? I think we have discussed all three, so you should be able to give me the answer in the comment section. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading, keep writing and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.